Welcome, everyone, to the Life of Giants. I am one of your hosts, Dean the Genetic Marvel. Up top is Mr. Cole Clayton, and in the middle is Mr. Marco Torres from Upside Down Studios. And today we're talking about the past. The quote, hold on, let me see what the quote is because it's actually quite good, was "The past is a great place, and I don't want to erase it or regret it, but I don't want to be its prisoner either." A great quote from Mr. Mick Jagger, that's for sure.
Oh,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
no, that's
Yeah.
a fucking dope quote. I gotta say, I really love it.
And look, this is the thing is, hi Victoria, the amount of times we go through things matters, right? But it's that idea that, like, yes, you went through it, you learn from it, you become better, and you move forward. That's the whole idea. But when you're held as prisoner, like, and it's constantly something that you're nonstop thinking about it, it's rough. And Victoria adds, those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it. Also factual. What's up, Walkie Talkies Janine? Says, "Sup, beautiful people." But I don't know. It's how do you guys interpret that? Like, what is something that you think is something that affects you in that fashion that you try and avoid? Because I know there's things for myself, but what
My
do you
baby
guys?
mama.
Fair?
See, I look at that quote, I see that quote as being able to touch on all different aspects of
Yeah.
life and society and everything. I
Sure.
mean, personally, I've been that one that lived in the past for a long time, and I let all my good shit fall apart and fucking crumble. And
Yep.
now, slowly but surely, years down the road, I'm trying to put things back together, and it's
Mhm.
nowhere near as easy to put it back together as it was to destroy it. And living in the past did that. To me, just me dwelling in the past, me not letting, future experiences or whatever, or me not letting myself have experiences because, well, this or that, just other.
Yeah.
Uh, Here, for an example, when me and my ex broke up,
Yep.
I moved on, and when I did move on to another ex, I cut out a lot of things that she wanted to do,
Yeah.
or a lot of things that experiences that I should have had with her because I was still stuck in the back of my head. Like I feel like shit that I should be. Maybe I promised this other person I was going to do this, or maybe this was something that I wanted to go do with this other person,
Yeah.
and living in that ruined that fucking relationship.
That's for sure.
And I notice a lot of women that tend to do that shit too, because I've ran across women that to this day they've been traumatized somehow, some way by an ex,
Sure.
and automatically they think that you are doing the same things, or that you've done this, or you think a particular way. And
Oh yeah.
like there's been plenty. I'm like, who did you fucking date? Like who the fuck? Like what?
Like,
Like,
and
and why
that's
would
100% accurate.
I'm that person? You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, that's the other part about it, right? Is like when you allow your history or past things that have happened to you govern how you act in all ways, shape, or forms. No, I don't want to say it comes off like you kind of put yourself in a victim position, but like in actuality, you're always skittish. You're like right,
Like, what's
that's
the
dangerous.
difference between what y'all are saying and pattern recognition, though?
Well, no. See, learning from the past,
Yeah.
so you don't have to go through the fuck shit that you went through is one
Right.
thing, but being in that past and like, no, I'm not. Like I said, what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't learn to. I didn't apply what I learned from that past relationship. What I applied was, well, maybe I was wrong, and maybe I didn't do this with this person, or I feel guilty, so I'm not gonna go do this with this person because I wasn't able to do it with that person. When it was like, no, she was a fucking cunt. You guys are broke up. Go fucking have your experiences with this other fucking person, because best believe she's having her experience with whoever the fuck.
Yeah, the entire Wu-Tang Clan. That's fine. But this is the thing. It's the deciding factor, Cole. From my understanding, has been is how significantly does it affect your present, right? So if it stops you from experiencing life, that's the problem, right? Because pattern recognition, well, listen, we talked about this earlier today. Marco and I was like, yeah, we kind of all have a little dusting of the ADHD because we all see patterns. We all like
Right.
that's something that we learn because we've been through things that give you that experience where you're like, oh, anyone who starts acting like that,
Yeah.
I know where that's leading. I don't want to go
What
there,
is it?
right?
The kids call it now the red flag.
100%.
Now on another level of that with the same quote, and it's Dino kind of touched on it. It's the victimization because there are, we'll say, certain cultures,
Yep.
in especially in America, that play this victim mentality over and over and over again without knowing, you know. I mean, we'll play it on your side. Yeah, this bad shit happened thousands or hundreds or whatever amount of years ago. Okay, it's done. Roll the fuck on. You're not the only fucking culture of people or peoples that fucking went through it. You know, you're not even the worst.
No, that's come on. That's it. I love Chris. I appreciate you. Timu Segura. I assume that's me. Thank you.
That makes me the wish
Bert Kreischer.
Wish Bert Kreischer, and then
You're
Marco's Amazon George Lopez.
No. If anything, it'd be Amazon Mencia.
Oh, that's much worse.
You steal jokes.
I feel
at a discount rate.
Cole is Bort Kreischer.
Bort
I'm Timu Segura. Yeah.
Segura.
Segura.
And I'm Carlos Menendez.
A little bit murder, a little bit of thief. I like it. That's fine. Yeah. Chris, I love it. No, so and this is one of those things where like past relationships definitely will affect your future relationships, but that's not necessarily in a bad way, right? And like what you said is where you're like, oh, like, okay, Victoria and I were going to go see a movie, and we got into a fight, and I was enraged. Okay, out of spite, I'll never watch that movie. Just never. And you know what?
That's some bitch shit, you know.
100% bitch shit.
That's some bitch shit, man.
I refuse to watch. Fuck, I quit watching wrestling because it used to be a thing that one of my exes and I did. You know, we watched every wrestling match. Every fucking, you know.
Okay, but did you like wrestling? Or did you just do it because he...
No, I liked it. I got her into it. And when we stopped seeing each other, it was like, oh, I don't want to watch this now. You know, we used to fucking sit back, do blow, and I get a blowjob while I fucking watch wrestling, and it's just not like that no more. So
I have never loved a woman more than I loved my stuff.
It's about
marriage never sounded like a good idea to me.
But it's about a tainted experience that it's your experience. So this is the thing is that I'm at a stage in my life. I'll cut my right arm off, bro. You're not going to trap me, right? I'll do whatever. I'll injure myself beyond, bro. I'll cut off half my head. I don't give a shit, but I will not be a victim.
You're right? Merle Dixon from The Walking Dead.
I don't know which one that was.
That was Daryl's brother.
I'd see more Honey Badger.
Probably Honey Badger is more accurate. Yeah.
That's a big ass badger.
And as far as like I could tell you, like the one ex that I almost married, like I came closest to marrying. Like we were together for quite a few years. It was like my younger years. Pretty much my starter wife.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can tell you right now, I've never watched that movie Bad Santa, and the reason why I've never watched that movie Bad Santa is because that was the movie that the guy she did marry, that was their first date. That's what they went and watched. And
yeah, I get that. 100%.
And I mean, and that was like, fuck, that
movie was like right up your alley.
Years ago now. But, you know, I fuck Bad Santa.
Marco, that's what's funny about that is, like, this isn't hyperbolic when I say that character that what's his name? What's his Billy Bob Thornton? He's playing could be you. you could be that character in that movie. Like, you should go check that movie out just for the fact that I'm saying that, because that character totally reminds me of you a little bit.
Oh yeah. No. Well, it's the unabashed, I don't give a shit, right? Which I like about Marco. That's X's suck. I said, 100% Nick, and welcome. How are your digits, sir? Or it's a shit movie. Also factual. That's fine. But it comes down to that whole thing is that once you've tainted an experience, I just won't go back. I don't. It's not worth my aggravation to do that. And I was, I'm just never going to do that again. Right? Like if I go to somebody's house and they disrespect me, I'm just never going to call you again. I'm out. It's simple. It's not.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it does do. I still do it now. It's kind of still programmed in. Like here, for instance, when one of my exes and I were together, we talked constantly about going to Disney World together. She never had been there. I wanted to take my kids. I just wanted to go spend the time there with her. Because we never got to do it. It was something that I always told her that I wanted to do. Well, last summer, at the end of summer, she went with some random dude to Disneyland, posted pictures all over the place. You know what? Fuck Disneyland. I could really give two shits less now. My kids are grown, but now if like some nope, we'll go to Busch Gardens, we'll go to Universal, we'll go. I'll take you to fucking Italy before I fucking go to fucking Disneyland.
See, that's really the power of the block button, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are letting places and memories and experiences be dictated by not pushing that block button. Hit that block button, and then you can have the happy memory at Disneyland. Is all I'm saying. Don't be looking at your fucking ex's fucking Facebook page. It gets you every time. It gets me too. You're not
wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm the master at the because like Facebook specifically, you can't after you unblock somebody, you have to wait 48 hours before you can reblock them. And I'm the master at unblock, look around the last like 3 months, and then block me like 2 days later. I don't care. I saw enough. I'm hurt. I've been hurt enough. I need to go back to the gym. Okay.
So Victoria wants to start a fight with me. That's fine. Isn't it a bit weird if it's tainted and you aren't going to watch that movie ever? Doesn't that mean you are ruled by your past? Don't worry, honey. I'll fight you.
She's kind of making a point.
Hold on.
In certain parts, it does rule certain aspects. But when it takes control, like, now I have them little quirks here and there. But at one time, I fucking became a hoarder and I let my house fall apart.
Yes.
I never left my room. I never left, the most I had was the only thing I had at one time was my podcast. And that was the only thing that kept me sane. That and a lot of dope.
They call that clinical depression.
Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It all goes together, Cole.
Right.
Like a melting pot. So Victoria says, if anything, shouldn't you make your own memories with that movie or that amusement park? So
that's exactly what I was getting at.
So sometimes
and there's
that is a good idea for a vindictive person, which I am, and a very petty person. So it just depends on the level, like how disrespected I feel. Like, if I would have saw if there was pictures of her and the dude at Disney World and her caption was, if somebody wants to make your dreams come true, you should just let them. Oh, you can't. Okay. All right.
She said that?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was under it. But
she needs her car egged, bro. No. The prices come down. I'm coming with you, buddy.
I really just don't give two fucks about Disney World anymore. No. But if there was pictures of them going at it on one of the teacups or some shit like that, then I'm gonna send you a fucking money shot video of me and 3 people in a fucking teacup and Mickey Mouse fucking finger in my ass. Just
to be clear, it's not going to be Cole and I in that teacup. He's going to be with other 2 people. You
can't fit both of us in the same teacup, let alone another person.
Dino and Cole will be in the other teacups. One will have one phone, one will have the camera, and they're spinning around trying to get the video off.
Yeah. Get me and Dino in one of those teacups. They're gonna be like how there's
whole thing is
cracked one. in the movie. They're like, why are there two cracked ones now?
Yeah, exactly. Gjordal Fent says, hello, my Wiggos. What's the topic? The topic is not letting the past govern your present. Marco, you should make it epically petty and do the VIP experience at amusement park and post the shit out of that. So that's the other thing is I will double down. So someone's like, I'm living my best life. Oh, I can live a way better life and I'm going to rub it in your face. Why? Because I'm a petty bitch. But
you should.
At the same time, I don't like me as a petty person. So I will. Nope. Just walk away.
Dude.
That's what I
Dude,
said.
hire the hottest prostitute you know and take her with you. And just pay her for the day or whatever, and then just tell her, look, I'm trying to piss my ex off. You don't even have to fuck me. Just dress really slutty, wear something Disney related, and let's have a good time. And you'll make her dream. You'll take her to Disneyland. That'll be her dream because you know every prostitute wants to go to Disneyland.
Hey, let's be honest though. I wouldn't hire one. I'd hire 6. It would be an entire team, and I'm like, listen, I know this is gonna be weird. You don't have to do anything weird, but you have to be just all over me the entire time.
You'll get tipped better if you do something weird.
Again, inflation is way too high for that.
Yeah. Well,
that's a trip to Disney World. I could blow my money a lot better things.
Victoria says the best revenge for it is just to forget about them completely. What ex? They don't exist. Oh,
that is not how it works.
It's not how it works, Victoria.
Women can do that. That is true. Hey. Spoken like a female fucking energy right there.
That's only because women can lie to themselves so well, right? Like women can devolve their thought process into a non-existent math, and you're like, what are you talking about? That doesn't even.
It's crazy how emotional women can be and also not emotional at the same time. Yeah. It's so weird. Like they have the ability to just go. There's no in between. It's what it is. They're either on one end of the spectrum or the other. Not cold and like bitter or just like downright retarded. You're overreacting. Like there's no in between with 100%. Them.
So Victoria says, or take a photo of a dozen eggs having fun at Disney World and just switch. Yeah. So this is okay. Watch this. Okay. So Victoria says, but I do forget them. It's my superpower. So Victoria has this thing where she'll completely forget something. And she's like, and this is her rationale. I must not have enjoyed it. The problem is that one of
that answer is fun. You know, that answer is blah, blah, blahing a big part.
Right.
Yada. That's what it is.
I mentioned the bisque. You're like, that's fine. So the whole point is, though, is that multiple times one of her closest friends is like, oh, you remember we did that? She's like, no, I don't remember. And then she's like, but we had a great day. And she's like, sorry. And it's like, did you not have a good time? She's like, no, it sounds like we had a great time. Like, then why did you forget? And then Victoria's going, I don't know. And you're going, see, that's why you just have a bad memory, honey.
Okay, so I'm not going to say this. I'm going to say if this was me, and I said, or one of my friends just out of nowhere blurted out something that we did together, and I'm like, that means there were extra people that weren't supposed to be there, or I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, and the whole fact that you said must not have been good don't make it any fucking better.
100%, sir.
When somebody tells me something I don't remember, I assume they're gaslighting me.
Yeah, but you do that also for like science stuff. I'd be like, well, that's how that works. You're like, nah, it sounds made up. It's not. You know?
Okay, let's pivot the topic real quick to the vaccine then. Huh?
Why
science?
Why are you trying
to... I'm the only atheist I know that doesn't believe in science anymore.
I mean, alchemy. That's a fair argument, sir.
Alchemy, my son, alchemy.
Well, this is the other thing. So I was reading a whole thing on the Philosopher's Stone and all that kind of stuff, right? I forget people who I meet while drunk. I mean,
that's fair. That's
not any better. That's just as, must have been good. Same fucking answer.
Right? It's very uncomfortable. When people say, I don't remember that, and then someone's like, but you were there, then I'm like, who's not telling something? There's shenanigans.
To be fair to Shell, though, I think her drunk isn't like the normal drunk. I feel like drunk for her is like 8 beers in. You know, like
Oh,
which is a
drinks
lot
like
for a
dude.
woman, you know.
She drinks like a dude. I'll let you know
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Like
Hold on, is eight beers a lot? Is that?
for a woman, it is. Like
Yeah, I guess for a woman, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I watched that girl take down 8 beers easy, and God knows how many pudding shots that my daughter made, which were fucking awesome, but very strong.
the kind of women I date get drunk over like 3 or 4 beers.
Yeah. Every time that I've seen a girl trying to get drunk, and I'm like, I don't want to. Why do you have to make it? So I spend the rest of my time holding a ponytail over the toilet. I don't. That's not an enjoyable evening to me.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't mind that. That I don't.
No, do it. But
I've had people, like just act a fool. You know, you find them females that are nice and petite or whatever. They get a few drinks in them, and then there's fucking Superman, and now you got to go defend their honor.
Absolutely not. The end of my B-Day night was forgotten. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's a good birthday though. If you forget the rest of the night, right? Like it's. See, my thing is this. I remember we were at a guy's party. It might have been New Year's, might have not just been a party. And one of my buddy walks up and he's holding a cup of noodles, and I'm like, because so somebody had ordered Chinese food, so there was like a whole thing of noodles. And the funny thing is, there were cups at the back of the table and plates at the front of the table. He walked across the front of the table, grabbed a cup and filled it with noodles, and then came out and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Are you eating noodles out of a cup?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You know there are plates." He's like, "There are?" I'm like, "They were literally right beside the noodles." He's like, "Wow, my fingers are dirty." All right. And he just kept on eating. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine, whatever.
That's not drunk to me. That's just I've done that when I was
one of my brothers on a sober day.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
What's this? If you hold some other girl's ponytail, I'll be right there with you with scissors, darling. Oh, that's nice, Victoria.
I feel like this is your wife's way of telling you that she's a lesbian. That she wants to scissor a woman.
I mean, that's the way
Right
it
in
sounds
front
to
of
me.
you.
The way she said, "Hey, if we get this girl drunk, we're gonna be scissoring all night." I'm like, "Oh, hey, no."
That and
Honey, I respect my vows. I don't, it's fine.
I don't like the drunks that want to fucking start a fight with you. Oh, that's even worse. You know,
So, like
my relationships I've been through, you know, you get to a point where you guys could go out to clubs, that first time that you start fuck shit with me when we're drinking.
Nope.
Next time we go out, you could drink. I'm not drinking. Or if I drink, then I prefer you not to drink. And if you feel like drinking, then I'm just not drinking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be around you when you're drunk and acting a fool.
I'm a big believer in let's say we go out as a couple, one of us stays sober. Right?
Oh, no, it depends on how close to home we are. Because we don't get to go out too much. So if we get to go get hammered together, as long as you're not I'll tell anyway, I don't care who you fight with, as long as it's not with me.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But did I ever tell y'all my proposal story?
No, please.
So we went, me and my baby mama, we were at Fridays, right? Which was like a block down from the apartment.
Oh, you got it all fancy and shit?
Yeah. And
gay?
She drove because she didn't want to get drunk or whatever. Sure. And then, like 12 shots of vodka later, because she's an Irish girl. She was like, "No, I can drive. And I'm like, but I've been drinking too, so this isn't going to go well. And so, anyway, we walk out. We like stumble out to the car, and like right when we get in the car, I see fucking headlights behind us, like kind of a little bit further down the parking lot. And I look back, I'm like, "Fuck, that's the cop." And he just watched us, like slobbered walk back to the car, right? So I'm like, "Babe, get out of the car." And she's like,
you just put her in the back seat. And if the cops come,
I can't drive either.
You don't drive until the cops leave.
Okay, you just fucking listen. Okay, I was drunk. I didn't have time to make a plan. I made it up on the spot. Okay,
fair enough.
And like, "Babe, get out of the car." And so like we're walking. We get kind of in this like grassier area, kind of next to the Fridays dumpster, honestly. And a cop starts creeping at this point. He's creeping up on us. He's like, "Oh, so they're not going to drive, but they're going to try to walk. Oh, I'm going to get a public intoxication." And then I just bust out my ring that I have for her. And I just get down on one knee. The cop just leaves. He's like, "Oh, they're not drunk. He's just nervous." Like,
No, they were like,
Good scam.
This kid was willing to
Not the
ruin
ring and everything, you know. I was gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway. It just, you know,
Yeah. Oh, hey.
worked out. I got her out of the DWIs. You know, still to this day, this woman hasn't said thank you for the DWI I got her out of.
Bro, ungrateful is what she is. Victoria says the fighting one is way better than the huggy, kissy drunk. Those are the worst. So Victoria had a coworker that was like that, and it bothered her so much. And I'm like, oh yeah, because the lady just got, I want to kiss everybody. And you're like, please don't. Don't do that. Absolutely not. She's like, yeah, and you're like, and she would dive on women, and you're like, and I would look at her husband and be like, hey man, I think your wife needs some help. He's like, no, she's good. And I'm like,
no, go help her.
I've had friends that had old ladies when they got drunk, they got all touchy feely on the rest of the old ladies, and the rest of the old ladies wasn't touchy feely.
Bro, that's fine.
What kind of drunks are y'all?
I'm usually I'm loud. I'm very loud.
Yeah, I'm loud too.
Yeah. I see, I feel like if the three of us got really drunk, it would be hilarious, but also like everyone's deaf by tomorrow. Like no one is gonna hear shit. Everyone's gonna be like, the fuck did that? I don't know what's going on.
You see me. I mean, my level of drunk, like I kind of plateau on a level of drunkenness until I get tired and I want to go pass out. You know, I don't normally. There's a long.
You have the same problem as me, old guy. You're like,
I never want to go to bed.
I just want to go home and sleep.
When I'm drunk, I don't want to go to bed. I'll drink until there's no more alcohol left.
I'll get up every once in a while, and it hasn't happened for a couple years. You know, just hammered. But there was other intoxicants involved. I'm not a real big drinker. Like it's like the most I drink is when I go out to mics and stuff, or if I have a show. You know, I'll have me 2 or 3 Jacks on the rocks, you know, I kind of realized that my Jack on the rocks is not a normal person's Jack on the rocks.
2 fingers.
I get a glass of fucking Jack Daniels with a couple ice cubes in it, and I'll down the first one waiting on my second one, and then I'll sip that second one, and then my third one gets down, and I'm usually on stage. So and that's nothing to me.
I mean,
so,
my problem is you have to like contain me. Like you have to like capture me. You have to be like, here, play a game. You want to play cards? Here's a board game, dice. Here's a good TV show. Otherwise, I will go outside and I will meet people and get into accidental trouble, talk to people. You know, like I said, talk to people. I'm an adventurer. You have to, you know, come play this game, and I'll be happy doing that. But if I start getting drunk and bored,
gone.
Hey,
he's hard to hang. Like, look, we would go out. I've already had drinks. He's sober, and still I would lose him. I'm like, I
guess I'm like a sober too.
And you're like, I'll just meet new people. I'm like, no, we already have people. What do you mean new people for? Every time. Is that who's B-Day roast? Did you have a B-Day roast?
I did. Like, was it 2-3 years ago?
Oh,
but I ate one of those gummies that you know, somebody hands you a gummy, you eat the gummy. You don't fucking look at how many people it was supposed to serve or whatever.
Guilty of that one.
Apparently, this was a 20 serving gummy.
20?
Yeah, it was a pretty fucking big gummy.
I mean,
damn.
But I mean, it was just candy. You know, it's almost like a small fruit roll up. I mean, it was.
What's the problem?
Yeah. You know, that, and I drank about a half a bottle, maybe a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, and there was a couple other here's and there's. So yeah, I was pretty hammered on my birthday. But again, that was last year or maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, I yeah. A lot. Why? Who makes a one gummy split 20 ways? That's insane.
Yeah, well, I didn't even realize it because I flipped it over and I'm looking at the back and they're showing you how to cut this thing up. And it's like they want you to cut it up like it's acid. I'm like, what the hell?
Fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah. Fucking grape did the same thing because like the gummies don't affect me as much as like the way they hit everybody else. That's the way I was able to win that fucking weed Olympics. But I fucking Grape. I was doing a show with Grape out here in Cleveland, and fucking he hands me a gummy, And he starts talking to somebody. He's like, "Where's the rest of that gummy at?"
Rest?
Where's the rest of the gummy at? He was
Absolutely
like,
not.
"Dude, you weren't supposed to eat that whole thing." Oh, why'd you give it to me?
Why'd you give it to me?
I once saw Dino eat
You
12
don't give me a half of
edibles.
and think, or give me a Viking and think I'm going to give you half of it.
Bro, he was there. Remember? And I just
Well,
kept
he
on eating.
wasn't- no, yeah, but he wasn't there afterwards.
Oh yeah, I threw up a
He,
lot.
dude, he
Oh,
threw up like it was like the Santa Clarita diet, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
dude,
That's a
those
lot.
cookies were good, dude.
Great cooking. Listen, it's not on me. He didn't offer any non-edible cookies.
okay,
Yeah.
who the fuck
They're
eats
delicious.
12? Like 12 Oreos, I can see, but these are like cookies
Oh,
the size
dude,
of my face
Dude, I ate like 6 or 7 of them. Ray,
with
3
weed
of
in
them.
them, no less.
They were good. I fucked the
Okay.
weed. They were fucking good cookies.
Good cookies. Listen, but let's be honest. Do I look like the guy who reseals the pack of Oreos? Come on. It's not. Right? I don't reseal anything.
I get that because like I always want to eat the whole box in one sitting, but after I finish a sleeve of Oreos, the guilt starts the like the fat
Yeah.
guilt starts kicking in. You know what I mean? Right about the same time as white guilt starts kicking in is when the Oreo guilt kicks in.
Yeah. Bro, trust me.
After one sleeve.
I haven't eaten yet today. I'm fasting until probably Thursday, and I'm just like, God, I feel so fat today. And I'm just like, I want to eat, and I'm just like,
Oh, Thursday, it's Monday, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No,
hey, weight's not gonna lose itself. So
is it still working? Because I don't think it's working no more, bro. You're gonna have to get a new
No, I haven't been doing it. Like this is week 3 of me doing 72-hour fast every week. So like I hadn't been fasting for months because of life, and then now I'm like finally getting back to it. I'm like, all right, it's
right.
Even Victoria's fasting today, so it's now a family
I totally
thing.
believe you too.
What? Why are you such a bad person? Explain to me. Why? You're such a horrible person. No. I don't know.
Even anorexia is giving up. Like it's like, dude, you were too fat.
Bro, I had a shirt that said I beat anorexia. I wore it to Yankee Stadium, and one of the hot dog guys looked at me and was like, "You kicked this fucking ass, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did.
Like, give me 3 of them damn dogs."
Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm eating enough for you today. I appreciate you, Chef. I really do, because I'm telling you, I want nothing more than to eat half a cow right now.
I have to go back into my days of gourmet dog food cooking. I gotta one of my dogs are elderly now, and like she's blind and deaf, and she kind of she could see kind of.
What's her name? Helen.
But she fucking she was quit eating. Like she stopped eating. The only thing she'll eat now is like when I first got her, I used to cook her ground beef.
Yeah.
And now that's the only thing. So I went and bought a hot plate and some fucking ground beef, and I got a small kitchen set up in my bathroom just to make dog food.
I mean, that's fine. What's up, Zara? Long time no see. How are you?
Yeah, what up, Zara?
But that's see, that's the thing, and also too, like I have a close personal friend. I've known her since grade 2, and the food that she cooks for her animals, and I'm like, yo, that's for a person. She's like, no, it's for my dog. And I'm like, you don't eat that good. She's like, no, I don't. I'm like, why? Just make a big one and take you for some and some for the dog. I don't understand, but
I used to do that for my Rottweiler. I would make her like rice, carrots, and like chicken or ground beef or whatever.
It's really good for them.
At the shelter, because we have small hot plates and microwaves and stuff at the shelter. Like especially if the dogs aren't feeling well or they have stomach issues, you're not supposed to give too much rice to the dogs, but it kind of absorbs any kind of ickinesses or whatever. But I'll make chicken and rice, and then maybe I'll add a little sprinklings of this or that into it. Or I'll make like they have their biscuits, so I'll dip them in peanut butter and kind of glaze them over with some carob. What is it called? Carob? I don't know. It's the dog. It's called dog. It's dog chocolate, pretty much.
Oh.
It's carob root, maybe carob something.
Caribou.
No, caribou's an animal.
Caribou.
Yeah, well, now I got to Google that because I want to find
Yeah,
out. But
I made a variation of whatever I cooked, for my dog when I had my dog.
I found out that like weed doesn't affect dogs like it does humans. Like a lot of people think so. But what does make dogs high, like weed, like humans, is Pizzelles. Anise Pizzelles.
get the fuck out of here for real.
And my fucking dogs used to love. When I found that out, dude, it was actually a gay couple. They had their own bakery thing set up at the flea market.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Pizzelles. Oh my god. But I'd buy fucking a dozen for me and a dozen for my dogs. They fucking loved them, dude. They fucking loved them.
Dogs walking around high as shit. This is like fucking great. Yeah.
It's not the all drugged out fucking laying on the ground. They're happy. They're running around. They're fucking.
As one does. That's fair.
So, I'm thinking about. I've actually been thinking about starting my own business. Me and a buddy of mine, making dog treats and shit like that. But CBD dog treats and Delta dog treats for like the older dogs and the dogs with bad backs and shit like that.
I feel like that is the maker more than anything else because, like, in all honesty, people love getting high with their animals. That's just factual.
We can set up. Me and Dina are gonna be setting up a store for merch soon. Throw that on there if you want.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. I'm actually tomorrow. I have a course with somebody trying to set up an AI store. So,
oh yeah.
Hell, man, listen, it's a new age of I don't need to carry an entire car on my back to make a living wage. I'm going to use the internet. That's whatever.
Well, see, the marketing is good on the internet for me, but eventually I'm going to have to cook this shit.
Yeah, well, in all honesty, like the weird thing is that these days is as soon as you give the proper instructions, like you can have a facility make it, and it's usually not that bad. It's more so that you just need to hit the minimums, right? So if there are sales, it works out. It's not that bad. But
we got shit tons of CB. Like we got pretty much everything to start it. It's wintertime.
Yeah.
You think I wouldn't want to fucking learn how to make good dog food? Shit, I'm a chef, bro. I'll come down there and help.
I mean, I got like no lie. My ex, the cunt that she was, she did love dogs, something terrible. I mean, she still has a few of my dogs. But she cooks for the dogs. Like we had our one dog, Daisy, and she had all kind of health issues as she got older. And she was the one, she took recipes, she kind of cut it up, broke it up, and then she found out that she had a thing for the weed brownies and shit, and adding weed to the fucking dog food, and so I mean and the fucking dogs loved it. You ever see dogs eating asparagus and green beans and shit like that and wanting to eat it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's so. Bro, I will give her that, even though she's still a cunt and I'll never go to Disney World.
She can. That's fine. Yeah, she can die on Space Mountain. That's fine.
Hookers, man. Hookers. Strippers.
But come on. This is one of those things where, like, it's good to have a relationship with somebody. It's good to spend time in it, but at the same time, you're just like, oh, fuck you. It just enrages you, right? Like, I think that's the one thing that is the hardest. Is like, listen, you can either fight through it or give up, but then you've suffered for nothing, and then there's nothing. But some people just don't want to change, right? Some people just want to be a cunt and live their life that way, which that's mind-boggling to me.
It is what it is. Well. The ones that bother me, because I mean, you live your life the way you live your life, but don't be a cunt and then tell everybody you're not a cunt just to save face, because I've seen the cuntiness.
So what I'm taking from this episode is we need to repeal the 19th Amendment.
Definitely. There's no question. No question. That's absolutely true. Yeah.
I've never seen Marco just bow out of a conversation. Usually he's the shit stirrer, and this is the one that gets him.
Listen, hilariously, like, hey, I think we should go further, and there should be people should be active. You should earn the right to vote, and I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that you have to be drafted to earn the right to vote, but you have to pass like a course.
I feel like it should be like, Yeah, there should be like a certain amount of like lists you made for the last 4 years. Like you paid a certain amount of taxes, and that means like you didn't like how like it's also subtracted from your welfare, things like that.
I don't know.
Like you served, maybe you did like a helpful community thing. Like you got it's all these things. You're fucking you did something to try and improve your knowledge, just things like that, things that can actually help society. And
Yeah.
you prove this. Oh, you can vote. You help society, so you clearly want to help society.
So now all them departments that Doge just got rid of for useless shit, you just created 15 more useless departments just to figure out for
Not
your
with AI. AI can do all that.
That's what they're saying now. That's why they're eliminating jobs.
Good.
Just so everyone's clear, Cole just made an argument for social credit scores on American soil. So no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, you did
Hey,
that.
I'm saying it should be a designation. You should go take a course. You get graded. If it's a positive thing, good. There you go. That's it. But the whole idea where are you contributing to community? Fuck my community. I don't give a shit. I have 2 neighbors, one this way, one this way. The rest of the street could burn. I don't give a shit. Okay.
See, I kind of look at things a little differently. As cynical as I am, and as much of a dick as I can be, I try to, I feel like in the position in life that I'm at, I don't really deserve that because there was a lot of people who came up from the same place who didn't make it, didn't make it in the same way. I mean, it was really not my problem or my issue, but still, I'm thankful for what the universe gave me. So anytime I can, or give back or whatever. I mean, fuck. I used to be, believe it or not. Look, here's a little bit of my resume from the early years. First off, I was a CCD teacher. All the way, I was the youngest CCD teacher in our church. It's catechism, like all the sacraments, getting preparing to, the kids to do their communion and be good in the church, whatever. I was a teacher in
Caucasian cock and dicks teacher. Got it.
This like the youngest teacher. From that point, I went into the service and got certificates of religious studies and helping fucking people who couldn't handle being in boot camp. Then from that point, I came back. I was also an altar boy, not fucked. Kind of gave me a complex. Hey, look, I don't know what was wrong with me.
Did he at least look?
Nope, he didn't even fucking look my way. I used to stay after, kind of take my vest.
With your ass out, man, like, what's up? Yeah.
Try to, I was pouring extra communion wine. Come on, do a shot with me.
Fucking diabolical.
I'll be honest with you. I have gotten drunk with a priest before. Funnest experience ever. No question.
He got the pigtails and shit.
But yeah, so none of that.
Marco, y'all ever see The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
You know all the like Tracy Chapman and all the other fucking
Tracy Morgan and
Tracy Chapman.
Tracy Chapman. That's definitely not.
That was Marco as an altar boy.
I was an art teacher for a urban community center.
Got fired after everything turned out to be a swastika. You're like, whoa, it's not.
There's actually a church on the south side. If the building is still up, I painted a big mural of Black Mary holding baby Jesus, and then
was baby Jesus white? So Joseph had some explaining to do, or was it both black?
No, Brown Betty.
And it wasn't like black. It was kind of like, I don't know, that urban color. And then like over by the pulpit, like behind there, I painted it was like a boat in the water with waves and shit with a cross in the air. That's all, just
forgive me, Marco, but I feel like those environments are similar to the animators of Disney stuff where there's secret wieners and everything. I'm not, I'm gonna need to see a picture of these things.
There's no secret wieners.
Maybe if he gave you his secret wiener, you'd have been like, wieners everywhere.
That's because they're not secret, right?
Not secret.
They're very blatant.
It's a Black Mary with a big ass wiener. Just yeah, that's fine.
When I used to model, out in Cleveland. It was all for AIDS charities and benefits.
It's so crazy that you like when you say you model. I don't know why, but I just think like a sexual connotation to it. Like I don't know why.
I put up a picture a long time ago, and I was like, "Bro, you were gorgeous." He's like, "I hate that picture." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, and it was a sexual connotation. I modeled in fetish balls and the big Pride festival they had out in Tower City, and like I did some wild shit. You know,
Yeah, you were whitey tighties model.
Oh, it was worse than whitey tighties. We wore leather and latex and shit like that. Yeah, it was crazy shit. But
and
yeah,
I'm the one that gets called.
I have a question. It was that before the altar boy services or after the altar boy services?
Dude, he gave him a complex. You heard what he said. He said, "I tried so hard to get fucked by these damn priests that I had to go figure out." After
I'm taking it from anybody.
Boy, I wouldn't put on some black lace so any man would fuck me.
Dude, I was in Tower City in a pair of Daisy Dukes with a damn yellow caution tape around me and a hard hat, dancing to It's Raining Men. You know, so for anybody in the rainbow community who doesn't think I've been an ally before you were out the closet, motherfuckers. I don't want to hear your horse shit.
YMCA.
Oh, this was worse than that. I'm telling you,
bro.
No. Oh my
God. I you know, the funny thing is, I'm like, I've had a lot of experiences. Then Marco starts talking, and I'm like, I think I might be Amish or something. I'm a prude. I don't know.
Well, dude,
you definitely are the
I don't really talk about it that
much. Chill one here.
I don't feel like you should talk about the shit you do, but I mean, you know, they were all for charities. I never got paid for any of that. I did that all, every little bit of money I gave, you know, it was all donated into the cause.
I have like 9 jokes on the ready for that, and you got it. You can't say that kind of stuff, bro. Like, I did it voluntarily. Like that's
right. That's what I was.
You gotta stop. You gotta.
The shelter that I volunteer for now, I've been there for 11 years.
I dressed up gay just for, you know, like the kindness of my heart.
As a supporting member of the community, that's what they do. That's what they desire for you. Here is my assless chaps.
Yeah,
because I'm a generous lover. I don't know.
You know why that's hilarious, Marco? You know why that's hilarious? Because if a slut, think of the sluttiest chick you've ever met, dressing the sluttiest she can, and she goes out and just stands on stage or whatever, and was like, "I did it for charity." Right.
I did. There was other people there, and there was women there too, douche. This wasn't an all guy thing.
We're not questioning you. It's just hilarious at how different a perspective is. If a woman's like, "I strip for charity," you're like, "What are you talking about?" And you're like, "I put my assless chaps in the air for the good of mankind." You're like, I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying it's a weird set of circumstances.
Oh my god, no! This is clip this. Write this down. Oh my god!
Back at you know, like I said, from where I come from and the way I was brought up and my peer group at the time, you know, nobody, you know, I should be in jail right now, you know, if I was in that loop, if I was in that same thing, you know, I would be heavy into
or indecent exposure.
Wow.
I just, you know, it's odd for even gays to be around the folks that I grew up with. You know, the whole rainbow community is not the rainbow community. You're just gay. You know, just
yeah.
You know, and there was a lot of pharmaceutical distribution, we'll call, and things like that. You know, bad shit.
Well, but that's the thing is, like a lot of old gays don't like the rainbow community because they're like, yeah, you didn't
put in the work.
They didn't put in the work, yeah.
You also have to think like they really did gay up the gays. You really think about it because like
super
the gays back in the day in the 80s, like you were in a metal band typically. You know what I mean? What was the name? Judas Priest. You know, like if you were gay, you were a fucking like man. Like yeah, you wore leather a lot, but like. Well, you know, look at Motley Crue. So are they, you know?
That's like a joke I tell on stage, man. It's like, you know, the gays when we were growing up, homophobia was real because
it's dangerous.
Were actually big buff dudes. They were men. They were
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nice fucking house. The property value went up. The yard was fucking cut. If you're working one day, you're under your car and it's a hot day, and somebody hands you a cold beer and a 10 millimeter. Yeah, you might end up with a cock in your mouth.
I mean, listen, I had to explain this to a gay guy. I'm like, yeah, the streets are worried that you're gonna be like, hey man, you want to be roommates and have 2 incomes? And guys are like, do you have tools? Like, I do have tools. You're like, I mean, it seems like a good deal. What am I? You're not telling me. I'm like, well, I'm gonna roofie you. You're like, shenanigans. I don't.
It's like Ralphie May back in the day. Ralphie May said the first time he had ever heard of gay even was his 15-year-old. His best friend when he was 15 was like, "Yo, I'm gay," and he was like, I've been trying to get girls to suck my dick this whole time. I didn't know, like, I hadn't even considered how hard it is for a man to suck your dick. Oh, shit. That's crazy.
Apparently, not as hard. Greg is, what the fuck we doing a show every few hours? I like it. I mean, listen, basically, that's how
we're upping our chances.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing our best to do something, and things are happening.
It's called spraying and praying.
Yeah, well, listen. That's just, I mean, like, that's the wild part is that like growing up, there was one gay guy in my school that was like gay, and I was like, yeah, that guy's weird.
And then there was like 9 other gay guys that you didn't know about.
No, but that's the thing is that's my kind of gay, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care what you do. That's your problem, bro. I don't need to. I'm like, when I remember interacting with women who are like, ew, and you're like, yeah, I don't. Fucking grow up. You're not 13. Just stop being a weirdo, right? And that's why I'm like, yeah, I just don't like people who are overly effeminate, whether they men, women. Just, I remember him. He was so tall. Yeah, so we went to high school together. Yeah, he was so tall, and it was like he even got an award on the Ricky Lake show for being the gayest. I don't even know what it was, and he was like, "I'm the queen." You're like, number one, you're not. It was
you know what though? Bro. That was God himself nerfing him. You know about like you think about how tall he is. You know, if he was straight, he would have had everybody's pussy. You know what I mean? Like there would have been no pussy for the rest of you. So that was an evening out thing, a compensation thing. So
dude, didn't I tell
universe or whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys about the tattoo show clip, whatever they had on TikTok? Like it was a small video, and like it was like their people's lovers getting back at them with a tattoo or some shit like that.
Yeah,
dude. The what?
Bro,
that's like fucking somebody to get back at your ex.
I can't get that out of my head. You know, the fact that you and your girl went back to a car with another dude. This dude is plowing you and your girl. You stop because you got a shit, come back shitty with the runs, and it's running down the dude's hand.
How did we get on this subject all of a sudden? I thought we were talking about tattoos.
You brought up gays.
No, it's a show where you get a tattoo that you don't know what it is from your ex. And
no.
Yeah. You hear the premise and you're going, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I want to watch this because you're like, oh, the idiot who trusts their ex. Yeah, you're a buffoon. That's fine.
Yeah, the closest thing to a good one was the chick tattooed a chick sucking a dude's dick with another chick next to her. And the reason is because she loved having threesomes with the girl, and she wanted to have more threesomes with the girl.
A friendly reminder. I love Victoria. Thank you for pointing this out. Yeah, it went from Mick Jagger to gay. Huge leap. I mean, also touche. That's fair.
I spent like 4 years trying to get my baby mama into a 3-way because she kept telling me she was bi. It wasn't until about 4 years though she kept saying, "No, that's terrible. Blah blah blah. You always want to cheat on me. No. You just want to soft cheat on me." And I'm like, I don't think you're bi. I don't think you.
You should have been like, no. I was talking about me and my dude hitting it. That was
Oh, the devil's three-way? No, thank you. Mm,
The devil through it.
yeah.
It's only the devil if
I
it's some dude trying to mac on your girl. If it's your homie, your best friend,
Oh.
it's an Eiffel Tower.
I saw a talk show where they were like they were reading like crazy Reddits where guys like I hate my mom or my grandma kept on asking me what does spit roast mean because she heard it on TV. So this guy documented how he explained what a spit roast is to his grandma, and you're like, number one, she probably already knew. Number two, FYI, don't do that. Just be like, you should ask your daughter. And just walk
Grandpappy
away.
used to spit roast me with his best friend from the mill back in the 40s.
Yeah, dead ass. Your grandparents will set you up, thinking that I'll take the
I
bait every
told
time.
you about my grandma's fucking fluorescent wand vibrators thing from back in the 30s or whatever the fuck.
My grandmother asked my great grandmother. She died like last year or something like that, like 99. Okay, this is like 10 years ago. 13 years ago to be exact. And she asked me 14 years now. Shit. She asked me right when I was 17, and she was like, would you date a black girl? You know, trying to set me up. And I took the bait. I was like, I only date black girls. What are you talking about?
Bro.
My mom was calling me within minutes, bro.
Look,
Yeah.
I did something stupid like that to my mom one time. Just to be an asshole. Like my mom was dating this dude, and Puerto Rican dude, of course. And I come home and he's on the back porch and he's smoking a cigarette. And I don't know if it was I don't remember if it was his daughter or his niece. Very nice looking Puerto Rican girl. Looking back. But me being the asshole, I went outside, I said hi to everybody and I came back in. My mom's like, what do you think? Because I'm thinking like she's trying to set me up with this chick or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's a spick, ma. Yes, I am one. Yes, my mama is one. But just to be the asshole, I said that my mom hit me so fucking hard.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
She was in like this little hallway
Fucking
to my
hilarious.
mom's kitchen. She fucking smacked me. My fucking head hit the side of the water.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
What the fuck you think you are?
And shortly after that, he suddenly developed this need to go modeling.
Bro. See, the only time that I got something like that, I was still clueless, and it was an aunt of mine who's like, "Hey," she saw me and she's like, "You look really good. You're growing up really well. You're really tall. You look like our dad because I look like my grandfather." And she goes, "Hey, just don't get scammed by any of the chiclet people." And I'm like, "What the hell is a chiclet people?" I'm like, "That's not." And my wife goes, "She's talking about black people," and I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" I'm like, "Oh God."
Damn.
She goes, "The chiclets," and I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
Is that a Canadian?
No, this is in the
Slur?
heart, like the mountains of Greece, bro. Where like
No,
there are no black
it's
people.
like a Greek slur.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is, 'cause my parents
not
weren't.
Antetokounmpo now.
My parents didn't care, but
I'm not trying. I'm still trying to figure out the association with chiclets.
the white big teeth. You never noticed that?
Do Greeks not brush their teeth?
No, it's not that. They're just not as big and white. It's more you don't see it here because here it's not the same. But
We
you
brush
do
our
We
teeth.
don't have Greek
Hey,
black
remember,
people.
because people come from Africa to Greece. They migrate to Greece. So you're not
Right.
getting the Timu version that you have in America. You're getting from the source, right? It's different. Lots of teeth. It's fine.
Oh my god!
I'm getting canceled. Whatever, bro. I don't care.
You know what's
Little
funny is African black people hate American black people. There's like a legit
Yeah.
like they're
Oh,
not big on that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. We have some down in Girard I met when I went to go pay a ticket one time. And yeah, they're not a fan. They're not a
all, dude.
No, you know why? Well, let's be honest. Because you have half the people here who are going, "I'm from Africa." They're like, "Have you ever been?" No. Do you speak another language? No. Were your parents from there? No. Then you're American. Just shut your mouth. Just get over it, right? By the way, that same aunt that said about the chicklets things met Victoria, and she's like, "She's beautiful." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. That's fine." Yeah. She's okay with it's just not.
Did she ask you if she did laundry?
Mhm. No.
Didn't say nothing racist about your wife though.
No.
None.
No.
I find that hard to believe.
She's
Like, every-
specifically racist. Interesting.
Because wildly it's it's very specific. Yeah. She's like she was very clear. She's like, hey, you can marry whoever you want. Just stay away from the chiclet people. And I'm like, what the fuck is a chiclet person? And my mom's like she's talking about black people. And I was like, all right, thanks, Aunt.
Why did your wife know that? Why did Victoria know that? Not you.
No, not my mom.
Oh,
I didn't ask my wife. My wife is
said Victoria. I don't know why. I thought you said your wife told you.
No, I said she never said anything about Victoria. No, she liked.
Oh, I misunderstood then.
Yeah, no.
Can you imagine if nobody told him, Dino just going through life, just somebody holding a thing of chiclets? Nope, not talking to you.
No chiclet people. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Somebody holds up an Easter marshmallow.
Yeah.
Get it away!
Another thing.
It's almost that time of year.
I mean, hey.
What are those called? Peeps. Peeps.
Those things are
Those are
That's a gay name.
Yeah. Well, whatever. So yeah, I feel like the conclusion of everything is learn from your past. Do not let it rule you with an iron fist, because that is a waste of your life. That's simple.
Otherwise, Marco would still be modeling.
Nah, I actually quit modeling because my oldest kid's mom was showing all her friends and people my pictures online, and they started getting back to the school.
Oh.
Yeah, but once my daughter said something about so and so, said they saw your pictures online, that was it. I stopped fucking modeling. I mean, there was nothing X-rated, but there was nothing that I wanted, my kids involved in have to deal with. So.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And nobody wants to see my fat ass on stage now.
I mean, oh my god, I named it Victoria. Yeah, my wife's name is Victoria. There you go, Sasha. But yeah, that's well, that's the thing is I'm a firm believer in act with accountability, right? Like, because especially on the internet, things come back to haunt you. Like this episode, I'm sure we'll cancel it someday. That's fine.
This episode, this isn't even one of our worst.
No, not at all. This was actually quite informative. Yeah.
I learned a lot. I'm always learning, though. Every day I learn.
You have to. Hey, the day you stop learning, that's when you start to die. It's not good.
Yeah, and if
It's helpful.
you're a guy and you're gonna have another guy finger your butthole, wipe your butt first.
Why is that an area of concern, Marco?
Also, if you want to learn every day, just be stupid. Just be dumb like me, and you'll learn every day.
Once again, that's horrible advice. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be back here on Wednesday for Upside. Are we doing Wednesday? Yes. So Upside Down Studios on Wednesday, Mental Health on Thursdays, and of course, Hammered and Cheese on Saturday. Lots of things to come.
We're doing Schnitzel.
We are doing Schnitzel, so it's going to be very exciting.
It's the final episode of season 2, by the way.
Yes.
Season 4?
I gotta see if my
season 4.
I gotta see if I gotta perform if it's Friday or Saturday. If I don't have to perform Saturday, then I'm gonna put my later housing on while you make schnitzel.
As long as we get to enjoy the show.
You're gonna
have
wear
a wonderful rest of your Monday, everyone.
You're gonna wear a robe.